Today's RPG that I want to talk to you about is Project Terminus by Ryan Cagle with editing by Courtney Camp, a solo RPG about madness in the multiverse. This is a journaling RPG that also has some card play mechanics in it. The premise is that you're the lone survivor of a crew that was working on this project called the Gate, which was to build a gate that would transport you from Earth to a newly terraformed Mars. But when they turned the project live, something catastrophic happened, and you find yourself alone, the only surviving member of your crew, on a strange version of Earth, or a just a different, weird kind of version of the world. The game cites and is heavily influenced by the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. They also mention I Am Legend by Matheson and Cormac McCarthy's The Road. Quick overview on how you play Project Terminus is the game is split up into three phases. So the overall premise is this event happens and you're alone in this strange abandoned version of the world, and you're trying to repair the gate that you were working on to hopefully get back to your normal Earth, or back to where you came from. And while you're doing that, you're sort of dealing with being alone in the world, the strange creatures and events that could be happening, and overall just trying to survive long enough to fix the gate and get back to your normal world. The game split up into three phases. You got the draw phase, which is our card play. Then you've got the roll phase, where you're going to roll a couple dice and consult some charts about your emotional state and how much time has passed. And then you have the broadcast phase, which is the journaling part of the game, where you basically will summarize in a video or maybe an audio log, or you can just write it out, a broadcast of the day's events. And it's under the pretense that you're sending out this broadcast in the world that you're at, trying to find other survivors. And yeah, they encourage you to post these and publish them online, but obviously you don't have to. But I think that's part of the multiverse vibe that they're going for, that other players would have reference to the stuff that's happened, other versions of the world in the game. For the draw phase, you've got this grid of a circle grid of cards that represents the gate, and you're trying to fix that gate. And from this deck of cards within this little grid you have, you're going to be drawing four cards. Each card relates to a prompt or an event. You're going to resolve those. Then you're going to roll a couple dice, consult those tables, and then you're going to do your broadcast. The way the cards are broken down, the court cards, your king, your queen, your jack, those all represent like big events. They relate to this thing you have in your character sheet called exposure. The longer you're in these weird places, the more exposed you get to the anomalous energy. And as you have these court card events happening, the it's sort of shortening your time that you have to fix the gate or get out of this world. Heart cards are living things, so that would be like encountering monsters, creatures, animals, fauna, or even just like events related to life and death. Spade cards are items and supplies, and those usually help you either do more gate repair attempts or maybe give you items that help manipulate like your emotional state or the state of the world. Club cards or events, pretty interesting how they do that. Basically, the first time you encounter a particular club card, you're gonna mark it off on the character sheet, and you're gonna get a minor version of the event, and then you're gonna shuffle that card back into the deck. And then if it comes up again, then you're gonna get the major version of that event, which seems to be usually a worse outcome. The gate card play is pretty interesting. It's basically you're trying to make matching pairs of cards around this circle grid, but all the while this is happening, you're draining your deck. So all these things are sort of working against you, because once that deck is done, and if you can't make another attempt and you haven't fixed the gate by then, those are one of the few ways that you can trigger the end game. And then once you get to the end game, so if you fix the gate successfully, you're going to roll on this chart to kind of get the final outcome of what happens when you step through this gate. The outcomes all kind of fit the genre, so there doesn't seem to be any one like, yay, you won, congratulations, happy times. Even like the best outcome has a weird like twist to it, but that very much fits like the genre that this is sort of based around. So I get it. Some of the things I like about this game, I like the shared multi-universe aspect of it, like with the publishing your broadcasts and sharing them to kind of see what other people have done and sort of add some depth to the RP. The card game stuff is pretty simple, but I get it. I like it. I guess it doesn't need to be super complex. I'm fine that they kept the card play stuff pretty bare bones to sort of it complements the journaling part well. So that's Project Terminus by Ryan Cagle. That seems like a good sci-fi horror surreal madness jam for you for this spooky season or any season of the year. Check it out.